Hi guys, Veldrin here. Today I am going to do a battle report from a Vassal game, which is the awesome app you can use to play X-Wing over the internet with your friends, completely digital. If you don't know anything about it, just follow along and you'll understand stuff anyway. And if you want to do a Vassal tutorial or something like that, you have to look at another video because I'm not doing that. So why am I doing this instead of live games? There was this Team Covenant Open tournament, which is run by Theorist from the Scum and Villainy podcast. He's doing that from time to time, and he likes to have some special rules for the ships, to shake things up and maybe give the edge to some ships that normally you don't see played. And in this one, he's done that. We'll have a look at that in a bit here. But on the left here, you have Oliver Packnell from the 186th Squadron in the UK. And on the right, you have Ryan Fleming, Reinhardt, who is an American player. He won the Hoth Open in the previous System Open series, running Triple Scouts. So to start things up here, we're going to look at the squads. You can see the setup here. The asteroids have been placed. Oliver has initiative and placed the first rock here in the center. And then they just did this nice ring here around the center. I'm going to get back to the asteroid placement in a bit here, but let's look at the lists first. So, in Oliver's list we have Asajj Ventress in the Lancer-class pursuit craft, with the Tiny Mindlink and the Lazarasi crew, which is more or less standard Asajj these days from the Paratani build. And then he's got Fenn Rau in the Protectorate fighter, with a Tiny Mindlink and Autothrusters. And Old Terrak also with the Tiny Mindlink and Auto Thrusters. So it's basically Old Man Fenn, or the 186 Special, but he's replaced Manaroo with the Asajj Ventress, and in order to fit her there, he had to take away the Protectorate titles from Old Terrak and Fenn Rau, so they are not as tanky jousting at range 1. But that also makes them slightly less predictable, because there is no incentive for Oliver to just go rushing straight in like that. And both of them are still pretty good at range 1, because Fenn gets an extra die, and Old Terrak will remove the tokens from one of the ships he's in range 1 of in their arc. And this is a list Oliver has ran for a long time. He did take it to the Yavin System Open in Birmingham this season, and he made the cut, and I believe he lost the top 8 game to Paratani. Might have been Mishari, or it might have been Rasta Maze, maybe. I don't remember, but that one is streamed, so if you go to Simon Green's channel on YouTube, which is called First Earth, you will be able to find it and look at it. I believed Oliver was going to win that game. But then in the last round of shooting, everything just didn't go as he'd planned, and his dice kind of said, we don't want to play anymore. And he lost just barely. But Oliver knows how to fly this squad, and obviously he's in the final here as well, so he's pretty good flying it. Then on the right, let's have a look at Reinhardt's, or Ryan's list. So he's flying Corran Horn, and as you can see here, this is, not your standard Corran Horn. Sorry, just as you can drink there. So he's got R2-D2, Fire Control System, VI for Pilot Skill 10, Engine Upgrade, and Auto Thrusters, because this is one of the quirks that Theorist put into the list building rules for this tournament. I don't remember if it was that E-Wings came with Engine Upgrade, or Engine Upgrade was free, or they were allowed to take 2 mods, and I don't know, but that's the list anyway. So he's got Double Tapping Corran at Pilot Skill 10 with Engine and Auto Thrusters. Then he's got Rourke Garnet in the Hawk with the TLT, Operations Specialists, Auto Thrusters, and Engine Upgrade as well there. As I said, I don't know the rules exactly, but he's allowed to do that, so don't worry. I'm going to get back to Operations Specialist here in a bit, as I've talked about the last ship in the squad, which is the Gold Squadron Pilot with R3A2 Astromech, Twin Laser Turret, and the BTLI-4 Y-Wing title. So this is the standard stress hog that double stresses. You can shoot your primary ones, and then the TLT as well in arc range 1 and 2 and 3, and put 2 stress tokens on a target, or 1 stress on whoever you shoot with the primary, and another stress on whoever you shoot with the TLT. And this ship is usually stressed a lot because it gives stress to itself every time it gives stress to its target, which means it's going to miss a lot of its shots, especially the primary but also the TLT. And then if you're in range 1 and 2 of the Operations Specialist's ship, which is Rourke Garnet here, you may assign a focus token to any friendly ship at range 1 to 3 of the attacker. So whenever the Gold Squadron fires and misses, it gives focus tokens to mainly Corran Horn, I guess, but either of the other ships here, if they're in range 1 to 3 of it. Sorry. So it's going to be an interesting squad to see how it works. And remember, this is not a normal legal squad because you can't have Orthodox as an engine on both Corran and Rourke normally. But in this tournament, it's allowed. So let's take down the squads and let's get to the actual game here. So we have dials down for Ryan, and here we have the dials for Oliver coming down, and we have a 3 straight from the Stress Hawk, 3 straight from Rourke, hard 2 to the right, placing Ventress just in front of his Fang Fighters, and he is turning the arc to the left side. We have a bank away with ulti and a boost, and then we have a hard 2 to the left with Fen. So I'm pretty sure this is an opening that has been practiced a lot by Oliver, which means he could probably send Ventress either way around the asteroids next turn as well. Hard turns 2 to the left or just going straight. And he's got 1 Fang Fighter going either way, just to make sure his opponent has no idea where he is actually going to go. And Fen also barrel rolls back here towards his board edge. And then Corran is just doing the standard Rebel 1 straight to victory, and does a barrel roll to the right to get closer to his squad mates. And then we're on to dials, and here they are down again pretty quick. And there's another 3 straight from the Stress Hawk, and the Stress Hawk wants to stay, you know, on the outside here. Then when it turns in, it wants to have shots on his target for as long as possible, as it won't be able to K-turn. Then we have Rourke, 3 straighting behind, and then we have straight 1 from Ventress, focused everyone, 1 hard with Fen, or with ulti I mean, and 1 hard with Fen as well, keeping them close, barrel rolling back, keeping his options open. Ventress has more or less committed to going the way she is. A hard turn now will not put her in a good spot. She could bank into the rocks. Oliver is probably good enough to maneuver that, at least if you go in and then to the left. But I think he wants to keep her on the outside. And he likes the setup, as I said earlier, because with no rocks in the corners at 2 and 2, it makes the Lancer class pursuit craft able to just kite the board without, you know, risking rolling into those asteroids. Corran goes straight and barrels back again to the right to get even closer to his friend's edge. Back to dials. Let's see if we can get something here. Okay, we keep going this 3 straight, and Rourke decides to do something different, and 2 banks. And then we have a straight move, really fast here, 5 straight with Ventress, focused everyone, hard 3 with ulti and boosting alongside. So as you can see, I'm pretty sure this is something that Oliver knows exactly how to do to keep his ships in this perfect formation here. And then Fen boosts, so he has the option to just dive into the asteroids in case Corran wants to approach through the rocks. Corran has the edge with the pilot skill 10 here, but with only 1 action, he's not, he's not scaring Fen too much, because there is no boost and barrel roll to get out of arc. And we're back to dials. And dials are down for Ryan Hart, or Ryan Fleming. And then we have Oliver here. And we're all set to go. And we have a 3 hard from the Stress Hog because he has realized he needs to get into the fight now. Oliver has been able to place the asteroids between him and the Stress Hog, and the Stress Hog is probably the least maneuverable ship here since O'Rourke has engine. And if Oliver can get some kind of engagement here where the Gold Squadron is not participating, I would say it's an auto win almost if you just get some good hits in. Rourke is moving straight there. Ventress is just doing a 1. Ulti is banking in front of her and barrel rolling just as far back as possible without bumping into her. And Fenn is just tagging along behind his friends here. He's not going to commit him into those rocks and risking the Gold Squadron to stress him out without having a good exit option, so he's going to stay on the outside. And back to Dials. So let's see how long they can play this ring around the rosy game here before someone decides to actually go all in. I mean, they know their opponents are good, so they want the first exchange to happen on their terms, which is probably easier for Ollie because both of the Fang fighters are way more maneuverable than the Gold or Rourke. Rourke is just skirted up next to the asteroid. Ventress is hard turning, and Fenn and Ulti to her left there. And Corran tanks along behind his friends and back to Dials again. So far not the most interesting of openings, but both players are jockeying for position here because they want that perfect first round of the exchange to go their way. Sorry here, I got a sore throat. Let's see here. Dials are down and 2 banks with a Gold Squadron. That's a pretty aggressive move. Let's see, the hard 2 to the left will probably not clear the rock. He might not care though, but I would have probably preferred a slightly less aggressive move to make sure the hard turn to the left would have been an open option for next turn. Rourke, 2 banks. Ventress just keeps running around the border of the edge board, and we have Ulti actually committing into the asteroids here and blocking Fenn Rau, but who cares because he has his focus, and I don't think there's going to be any shots that should be out of range. Yeah, no shots. Oh, he checked the stress arc before Corran's action was done, so easy mistake there. And the Y-wing is made pilot skill 12 by Rourke, but there is no range here. So this next move here, this is going to be crucial because this is potentially where the first shots are going to be taken. Let's see here. All these styles are coming down as well, so this is going to be interesting. Ryan decides to bring his ships back to his own corner here, or does he just run away to set up a new approach? Because Oliver is probably just cutting around with the Sash and maybe going in there with both of his Fang fighters, or maybe he's just teasing and will run away. We'll see. So Ryan decided to just do just a 1 straight with the goal, so in case one of the Fangs turn in to the left there, they're in his arc and double stressed. And Rourke tags along, so the TLT should be able to help there. Ventress, 3 banks, still out of arcable or out of range, I think. Yeah, there's the 5 straight with Ulti. And the question is, if he does the boost to the left there, will he have arc next turn, or this turn? On Rourke, we'll see. And yeah, I think Ollie is thinking about how to move depending on what Corran is doing. So he banks in there. I think that's a good option, because if Corran is going the other way, at least you have shots on Rourke. And then we have a 3 bank by Fenn, and a boost to get out of arc from the Y-wing. Yeah, so I think Oliver played this first one slightly better than Ryan here, because I think Ryan would have had to left turn with the Y-wing, which probably would have put him on the rock, because the slightly aggressive move previous turn. Or he could have just run away to the other side. Corran is moving in behind the rock and barrels away out of arc, or behind a rock if it's ranged to Fen. So pile skill 12 to the Y-wing, yeah, why not? Because he has nothing to shoot at. And there is no range to Corran. So this is range 1, actually. And as you can see, let's take away the sound. If you got to pick that up, we don't need the sound of the dice rolled. So we have 2 crits and 2 focus tokens, which are going to be turned into 2 hits by the focus. And of course, Rourke blanks out. So structural damage is the crit and a loose stabilizer. So structural damage means he loses a green die. And he's at 1 hull left. So this is just the perfect opening for Oliver there. And then we have TLT on Fen Rau. So let's see if we can squeeze one of those damages through. So using the focus for 3 hits. And 3 natural evades. Second roll, 2 hits and 2 natural evades. No, one was a blank, but auto thrusters. Doesn't matter. So he's safe. So 1 TLT shooting at Fen is not very likely to do any damage, but you never know. And Rourke on the other way is more or less dead. Poor guy. So we're back to dials. Let's see, we have the rebel dials down, we have those scummy dials down. So I guess he needs to 4K his Y-wing, and Rourke needs to find somewhere to not be shot at, and Corran needs to go in and do a double tap to actually try to kill one of those Fang fighters, because otherwise he will be hard pressed. So the Y-wing does indeed do the 4K, and Rourke is doing a 2 straight, and then a boost. The crit he got, I think, is the one that would have given him stress had he done a white move. And Ventress keeps kiting. 3 banks. Probably still out of arc and range. Terry goes for the block on Corran. And Fen Rau decides to try to come in from behind. And both of those sets up the target locks on Corran, because they don't expect to be shot. And of course there's the bump. The Y-wing becomes pile skill 12, but has no one to shoot at. So the only really good shots here are on Corran Horn from Ventress. And Corran is indeed tokenless, so there might be some damage here. And 2 hits. And 1 evade, and then all the thrusters keeps the damage away. And that's that. So let's see. Ollie's just going to have to focus on Corran again this turn, I believe. Took a little longer for them to set their dials here. Rebels, so the dials are down, and here comes Oliver's dials. So we have a hard 2, nicely moved to avoid that asteroid. Setting up for the next turn, because the straight move would have worked maybe, but I don't think he would have had a shot anyway this turn. And Rourke is just limping away, fixing his stabilizer. It's just a flip, yeah. Instead of getting stress for a white move, you do a green and you use the action to take it down. Then we have Ventress for straight, hoping to catch Corran there, because a stressed Corran is a sad Corran. Here's the 2 Talon roll from Rourke, from OT. giving stress to all his people. And yeah, the focus tokens came from Ventress, who did it before T moved, and then we probably have a hard 2 to the left here. No, he's actually running away with Fen instead, taking the sure move. And Corrin is hard turning 3 and boosting, which probably will put him still in range 2 of Ventress arcs to get the stress. And yeah, no shot from the Power-Skill 12, the Y-Wing. And Corrin's got a range 3 on Fenrir, which is not going to do anything here. Well, he's got a good roll. And he's actually going to squeeze 1 damage through, which is a crit. And that could be really bad here, depending of course on what the crit is. It could be something really harmless, or it could be something like, you know, all your hard turns are red, which are bad, or Power-Skill 0. So let's see. Stun pilot. So if he bumps, he takes more damage. Range 3 from Old T appears to be through a rock. Hitting a crit. And he's not going to spend a lock. And 1 evade. And then auto thrusters for safe. Then range through a rock. Using the focus there for 2 on Mr. Horn, and 1 squeezes through, which R2-D2 can fix next turn if he wants. We'll see here. So 3 hit points left on Fenrir, 2 hit points and 2 shields on Corrin, 1 hit point left on Rourke Garnet. That's the damage so far. Corrin really needs to get in a position where he can double tap something to do some serious damage here, and I guess he could try to chase down Fen here, but Fen is not stressed, so he can do the 1 hard, or he can do the 3 hard. He can move so many different places, so it's going to be tricky. Well, dials are about to be down here, and some changes to the gold dial. You know, the gold can go really fast here. It can't go really fast, it's a Y-Wing, but you know, try to catch Fen if he goes around, and then have a Corrin move slowly in case he turns in hard. We'll see. Or he's just going to do 1 to take away the stress, and Rourke boosts 1 banks and 1 bank boosts to get back into the fight slowly. Ventress hard turns, clears the stress, and 3 straight from Old T to clear the stress as well. And then we have a 1 hard with Fenrir. And yeah, I think he's scared about the Y-Wing's arc there, so he decides to bank into Corrin Horn. Worst case scenario, Corrin does a 1 straight to regen a shield and gets to double tap at range 1, and Fenrir only gets his extra die because he does not have the title, remember? And a 2 straight, is that a bump? Yes it is, which of course is perfect for Ollie and not so very good for Ryan, because I think Corrin would have gotten out way better from that. Well, he's got a start shooting at me as well, but still, I think I would have wanted that range 1 double tap. So the question is why he decided to do a 2 instead of a 1. Well, because if Fenrir didn't do the 1 hard and instead tried to run away, it would be hard to catch him. So white shoots first, but it has no arc. And then there is nothing else there, and then we goes to Corrin, who has just range 3 on Ventress. So, or he didn't, maybe he didn't have the arc, because Old T is now shooting at the Y-Wing, which is 1 crit and 1 evade. And, or maybe he did attack and I just didn't see it. I don't remember. I just missed it there. So now we have Ventress shooting at Corrin, 3 versus 4, 2 hits with a focus, and plenty of evades. So back to dials. And the only difference now is that Corrin is back to full shields, thanks to R2-D2. And let's see if we can get the dials down here. Yeah, here they are. Rebel dials are down. And some changes. You know, second thoughts. I know that you know that I know, so maybe I'm not going to do it. And he decided to 4K his Y-Wing here, which I think is a good call, because now it can get back into the business. I don't think you want to try to chase someone else here. And banks in with Rourke. Yeah, and he tries to fix his structural damage to go back to 2 green dice. And he did succeed. He's probably a good squad, because anyone who's actually going to try to kill Rourke here should be taking fire from the Y-Wing. So that's good flying. And let's see, Ventress. Hard 2 bumps. Clears the stress. It's still there, but he did clear it. 4 straight from old T. And gives focus to his friends. And there's the Talon roll from Fenra, trying to get behind Corran Horn. Gets stress to everyone, and maybe that's why he decided, no, I'm not going to remove the stress from Ventress, because it's going to be there again. And Corran does the K-turn, so there's going to be some exchange here. So Y-Wing goes particle 12, but it has nothing to shoot at again. Corran range 2 on Fen, which is exactly where you want to catch him, because there's no auto thrusters and there's no extra die at range 1. And just 1 hit. He's going to use his target lock for 3 hits, and since he has fire control system, it just stays there. And let's see what Fenra can come up with here. This is Ryan's chance to turn the game back in his favor. So 1 evade and taking 2 damage, so he's got just 1 hit points left, but that's, you know, pretty okay. He's still alive, and remember, he can't bump, because then he is now very dead. Nothing from old T, and nothing from Ventress. So Fenra. Oh yeah, Fen should be shooting first, but yeah, they did it in the wrong order there. So Fenra shooting back here, hit crit. And blank evade, which means 2 shields, which is 2 rounds of greens from R2-D2. Unless he can be focused down by Ventress here if he turns into the rocks. And then we're going to have the double tap to try to kill Fenra. So blank focus, which is pretty bad. He does have the target lock, of course, so let's see what it can do. And he gets crit hit. And blank focus for Fen's defense, which means Fenra goes up in a ball of flame. So what started out a good way for Oliver has now turned around, because he needs to kill Rourke. He just needs to waste 1 round of shooting to kill that pesky hawk. He still needs to try to avoid the Gold Squadron's arcs. And Corran hasn't lost his shields. He needs 2 rounds of regen. If he goes just straight here a bit, Ventress can do some damage to him, but she will also be eating all the shots from the Y-Wing if she does that, if she decides to turn into the rocks here. So this is going to be an interesting round for all his moves, because I think he's going to put old T to the left into the rocks, and I think he's going to go into the rocks with Ventress as well, because you have 2 shields down on Corran. He can regen 1, and if you don't hammer him, he's going to be full again next turn, so you need to do that. And hope you just can survive. You know, if you can take out Corran, Ventress should be able to kill both the Y-Wing and Rourke on her own. So there's a straight move for the Y-Wing, and there's a straight move for Rourke, putting him in TLT range maybe if Ventress turns in. Yes, indeed she does. He goes for the aggressive move. I think this is the best call, and not too hard with Terry as well. And let's see, focus is gone on both, or the stress is gone, Ventress took the focus, Terry takes the second focus just because he doesn't want to get killed by TLT shots. And there's a 2 bank with Corrin. Oh, he's going away. 2 straight there, just to do oh, he can't shoot this turn, of course. He double tapped. So he's cloaked, or I guess that means that he can't shoot. And he regens shield with R2D2. Y-Wing shoots at Pileskull 12 due to Rourke. And, oops, moving Ventress a bit. No stress there. So, primary on old Terok, which means he's not going to hit, but then he can deal out focus tokens. So, stress on both ships. Focus hit. Yeah, he's not going to do anything, and he's safe. And now the Operations Specialist kicks in and gives Rourke a focus, so he has 2 focus for both TLT attacks if he's alive. Ventress could have a chance here to Pileskull kill him. And now he's probably going to shoot TLT on Zash. Yes, so both. So there's a second stress to her. And just a crit, which is evaded. And the second attack is 3 hits, which is going to go do 1 damage. And the thing is, the Gold Squadron, once he accumulates stress, the Lazarasi crew on Zash is going to be golden. But to get there, he needs to kill Corrin, because if Corrin can just regen and stay alive, Ollie will lose this game. So we have Old T shooting first, range 3 on... He's deciding to go for the Y-Wing. Interesting choice. It has already shot. He could potentially kill Rourke. It hit. But I guess he hopes he can kill it with Ventress. And focus evade, so 1 shield on the Y-Wing. The first damage is taken. And Ventress is going to shoot... Oh, he's deciding to shoot on Corran Horn. Well, I guess that's a good call, because he want to try not to get all the shields back. Maybe he should have tried to kill Rourke with Old T, but we'll see. 3 versus 4, I mean, Corran has no tokens. So, hit, focus, hit becomes 3 hits. So there's potential for 2 damage here if he blanks out on Corran's. But Corran decides to roll 4 evades. So there is no damage there. Yes, Zash is down to 2 shields, we can see there. She took 1. Now we have TLT. And they've decided it's obstructed, I think. So let's see who's going to shoot at. Not quite sure. I think he's shooting at Zash. So if he spends his focus, yeah, 2 hits on Zash. She gets to roll 3 dice, so he can blank 2 of those, take a shield, and then he's got 3 hits again, thanks to the Operations Specialist focus he got. So that's a good one. And again, damage squeezes in. So there is now no shields on Zash. So let's see if Ollie can pull something spectacular here, if he's going to go really hard for Corran. I think he should. He needs to get Corran down, because he will now do a green and be back to full health. All his dials are down. Rebels are down, and let's see, do we have a 1 bank? Yes, 1 bank with a gold. And 3 straight with Rourke, taking a focus action. And there is indeed a 3 bank. Ooh, that was close to that rock. Brave move, which means he should be able to stress Corran Horn here, because that's what Zash can do. She can get behind someone and just keep them stressed. And I think that's what he needs to do, because that's the only way he's going to kill Corran Horn here. And just a 2 bank by Terry, setting up a nice range 1 shot on the Gold Squadron, and he's only going to eat 1 shot back at range 1, because the TLT doesn't work there. And the boost does not, I believe, take Corran there out of the arc from Ventress. So particle 12 to the Y-wing. And 3 versus 3, range 1 on Alt T. Yeah, it's going to check stress from Ventress first on Corran, yes. So that's going to be a stress on Corran Horn. And then the Y-wing is doing 2 hits. And Oliver decides to spend his focus token. Actually, no, he says. So he decides not to do that, because if he misses, he might be able to give range 3 Rex Spec to Corran Horn. And give focus to Corran Horn, and he does not want that, because I think Oliver wants to shoot with both of his ships at Corran here. So one damage to Terry. And there is no TLT shot. And then Corran Horn can shoot 3 versus 3 on Terry, which is 2 hits, but completely evaded by 3 natural evades. Fire control system kicks in, giving Corran a target lock. So let's see if they can do some damage to Corran Horn here. So range 2, which is good, because there is no tokens on Corran. 3 on 3 with a target lock, I believe. But who needs that when you roll 3 natural hits? And 1 evade, so 2 shields, which means shields are down on Corran. And then Ventress, range 1. 2 focus and a hit, which becomes 3. And this could be the end of Corran here. Indeed it is. He blanks out. Well, he gets a focus, but he has no tokens. So this just turned into Oliver's game again, because I can't see any way that the Stress Hog and Rourke could kill just Ventress. The stress on the goal will just feed Lazarus' crew to not take much damage, and Rourke is dead next turn, unless he manages to bump into Ventress here. At least 3 hits from the TLT, and 1 damage into Ventress, and then the second attack is evaded. And we're back to dials. So you want a hard turn with the gold to the right, trying to get arc on Ventress. 1 bank with a Rourke maybe. And Ventress is probably going to go... Ooh, I want to say 1 bank to the right. Try to get the kill shot on Rourke. It might be a bit aggressive. And then Terry is going to do bank as well, to the left there maybe. Maybe hard to the left. Or maybe hard to the right. Just not straight and not a bank to the right. I think that will land on the rack. So we'll see here. So dials are down, and that's a hard 2, yes. And that's a 2 bank, okay. And that looks like he was, yeah, he went the wrong way, yeah. And a boost. Okay, he wants to block Ventress there, which is probably a good call. So considering, does the hard 2 work to the left there? Getting awfully close to the edge of the board, but I believe, yeah, it does fit. So that's a good call. Luckily he didn't do what I suggested. And that's the hard 2 to get away with Alt T. And interesting thing is that he decided not to turn his arc towards the back with Ventress. Well, the range 1 primary from Rourke isn't the end of the world, I guess. So particle 12 to the Y-wing, who is stressing everyone, and then the primary is not doing anything, which would give the operation specialist focus to Rourke. And then stress again, I guess, with the TLT. Okay, that's why. So maybe Ventress had 2 stress tokens on her. That's why she couldn't rotate the dial, or the arc. Or maybe she didn't. I'm confused now. Oh well. So 1 hit, which is Lazarus either way. It's spending one of the stress tokens on the Y-Wing. And this is why the Y-Wing, the Stress Hog, is not good at killing his Arch-Ventress with Last Razzie Crew. And nothing. And again, he just spends one of these stress. And another focus for Rourke. Unfortunately for the Hawk, he only has a primary shot on Ventress, so he needs to do TLT on OT. Okay, so let's see if Ventress can do some damage to the gold one. No, she could not. Well, she spends a focus of 1, and it goes through, so yep. 1 shield, better than nothing. And then we have, let's see, I think he should go TLT on OT. Yep, he's doing that. So 3 hits, and auto thrusters and spend the focus to be safe. And then the second TLT is just a 1, which is easily evaded. Which means we're back to dials. Yeah, the only way Ryan can do this is if those TLTs kill Terak before Terak can come in and finish off Rourke, which he potentially can this turn. So the gold one is going where he believes OT is going. And there's just a 1 straight, which appears to be just a bump. And a hard 2 with Ventress, clearing one of those stress tokens. And a hard 2 away with the old Terak. And this is, you can see Oliver's skill with this list. He knows he's got the kill shot on Rourke, but he decides not to take it because he knew the Gold Squadron, or at least he feared the Gold Squadron would set up some good shots at him. And he gives focus to Ventress and lets Ventress do the heavy lifting here, because she stresses Rourke, which means the TLT might do less damage. And then he shoots to kill Rourke here. Hit blank, which needs 2 symbols here on Ryan's green dice, and he gets nothing again. That Hawk hasn't rolled any evades all game. And Reinhardt says, "Good game, I can win it now." And Ollie agrees. So Gold Squadron alone has no chance here. So that's the end of the game. Well played, both of them. I think the initial approach favored Oliver. The Gold Squadron was used a bit too aggressively, so he couldn't turn to the left in the opening into the asteroids again without hitting a rock. But Ryan did a pretty good comeback, taking out Fenn with Corrin. And then unfortunately Corrin just melted at range 1 with no tokens in his attempt to get out of arc from Ventress. So had that succeeded, it would have been a very different game. So well played, both guys. Congratulations, Oliver, to winning. And if any one of you who are listening or watching this would like to be a part of this, you could go to teamcovenant.com and go to read, I believe, and there is a post for the next Team Covenant Open run by Theorist, which has slightly different rules. Some ships are costed less or more, and they're printed cost just to even the odds there. So you can do that to be part of this. It's pretty fun. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.